Hello, I'm EG and this is Crocheting with EG. And in this video, I'm going to be celebrating the fact that I reached 1,000 subscribers. I know this is ridiculous as hell. Or this whole experience is ridiculous as hell. My YouTube channel and stuff, and especially as ridiculous as I am, all over the place and scatterbrained and fellow words and all that stuff. For me to reach 1,000 subscribers is a really big deal. So I did want to make a video and sort of celebrate this milestone that I never thought I would ever reach. Because this is technically the second time I've been on YouTube. And I'll talk a little bit about the first time I was on YouTube, and then I'll talk about the second time where my videos were actually getting views and clicks and comments and stuff, and for me to reach this moment, it's a really big deal. And so I'll talk about the whole experience here on YouTube and reaching this moment, and then I'll talk about some of the videos that I have coming. I am really far ahead in filming, and so I'm sort of filming this after I've already filmed a bunch of videos that are going to come out later. After I'm taking a break from those to put these out there because this is a big moment. So but I do have videos to come, and I'll talk a little bit about what's going to be in some of those videos, and I'll just talk about like the future of my channel and the future of like my creative career and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end of this video, there's going to be this like big compilation of like some of the best moments from my ridiculous all over the place videos or whatever. My best moments. It's just gonna be a big like compilation of like some of the best moments that I think, the funny moments or whatever, and just a big like best of, like a clip, a TV reference, like those clip show episodes of TV shows that they have or whatever every once in a while. It's gonna be kind of like that, where I'm just gonna extract all the what I think are my best moments, and like the funny moments or bloopers or like whatever from all the videos I've already posted, and then you can like watch all those and stuff and have fun and help me celebrate the fact that I reached 1,000 subscribers. But anyway, so that's what this video is gonna be. And so let me just start off by saying I know this is ridiculous as hell. I mean, it really is. And like I never thought how when I thought of this idea to like make a big 1 and a K and all that, I never thought like how hard this would be. Like the first ones that I got, or I got these all at the same time, but I got these little ones right here, or see, mess. But so I got these little ones, but when I had them in the store in my hand, I was thinking these just look too small. Like I'm thinking about, because I'm in such YouTube mode, I was thinking, it's not like, oh, I'm just going to make these for fun. I'm thinking, okay, what's going to look best in a thumbnail? And like when I hold it up, I have to like think about all that stuff, which I hate having to do. But you do have to think about that kind of stuff. And I was thinking, if I make like a little 1 and a K, it's going to be like, oh, 1,000. It's going to, they look too small. And so, but I did think that these would look kind of neat if I put them on my wall. And so I'm like right here, which I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on the video. But I rearranged some of my yarn over here so that these would stand out on the shelf. And so I thought I could put the 1 and the K here, this little one, just for a few videos, or at least this one, which you probably can't even see. I don't know. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know. But whatever. It doesn't matter. But then I thought what I should do is get these really big ones. And I thought, oh, this is going to be a really good idea. A really good thumbnail and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was a good idea until I started to do them, and then I thought, oh my God, what did I get myself into? This took way longer than I thought it would. I mean, it really did, and because I wanted to use yarn and like what these are. I got these at Hobby Lobby. They're I think they're like paper mache, and they're like they have all the letters and numbers and stuff. These were $5 a piece, the big ones, and then the little ones were I think $2.50 a piece or something. And so I got these, and what I was going to do was I was going to wrap them in yarn. And so I didn't want to just like take a piece of yarn and wrap it, because I thought it wouldn't look like crochet. And so I thought maybe I could at least chain. And so I chained so much. I was like, I practically watched like a whole movie just like chaining. And then I got to a certain point. I thought, oh, I ran out of chains, so I had to like chain some more. It just like it took way longer than I mean it was worth it, because these are like really cool, as ridiculous as they are. But like it just took way longer than I thought they would. So I did buy the letters, and I didn't have to buy the yarn. Of course I had that. But the yarn I used was I love this yarn, the Candy Stick Stash, one of my favorite colorways from Hobby Lobby. And I did have a lot of that, thankfully, so I had enough to make these. But so I did these really long chains, and then I hot glued the chains to the thing. And like I've said in my videos, I have OCD, and so like any other person could have just like wrapped it around and glued it every dot here and there, and just like made sure it was on there, because like what am I going to do with these outside of this video? I mean I couldn't even put them on my wall because I have so much damn yarn. But I don't know what to do with these now. I mean, these are cool as hell, and it's going to look really cool in the thumbnail and stuff, but like I mean, I don't know what to do with these. They're just, it's like this big oversized like 1NK. It's like, what do you do with this? But it is really cool. But because I have OCD, I was like, when I was gluing it on there, I wanted to make sure that it would stick or whatever and wasn't going to fall. And then I wanted to make sure that the chain was even. And so like you can see, like this side of the chain is showing, and like none of the underside is showing. So like all the chains are flipped the right way, and like I'd have to keep doing this. Is I know I'm starting off like right here at the beginning with all this all over the place stuff, but you know how my videos are. But I had to keep doing like this because the chain was starting to curl as I was like putting it on there. So I had to keep like unraveling it or whatever. It was just like such a mess. I should have filmed that because you know how I am. I'm just like all over the place, and I'm just a total scatterbrained mess. It's never going to be, I'm sure that, most people would, not even mention that in a video on YouTube and say like, oh look at this. You would just see the final result and you would know like all the mess that went into making it. But I don't know. But that's just how I am. I'm just like, open about all that stuff. So it was like sort of a nightmare to do this because I had to like make sure that it was even and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, it was worth it. It is really cool. And but I'm sorry that like the big moment where I'm like, oh, I reached 1,000 subscribers wasn't this like big huge celebration or whatever. Like I should have gone like, yeah, like I'm just not that kind of person. And so like I am really excited. Like, just know that I am really excited inside that I got 1,000 subscribers because I never ever thought I would ever reach this moment. But I'm just not the kind of person to come on here and be like, I reached 1,000 subscribers. Like I'm just not like a screamy kind of like that kind of person. I'm not a really animated person. Like those people that when they get really excited they go, let's go. Like, that's just not me. And so I know I didn't go like, yeah, like that. It makes me physically uncomfortable. I can't even say the word physically. It makes me physically uncomfortable to even do what I just did, and I'm just like mocking that, and so I don't know. I'm just not. Like I could have like thrown confetti all over the place or something, but then I would have had to get down on the floor and pick all that stuff up, and my knees are shot from having to crawl my big ass onto this table every time I do a thumbnail. But so I know I should have like thrown confetti and then like had what I should have done and what I sort of thought of doing is making like a cake in the shape of a skein of yarn. But I'm not gonna. I don't know how to do that. And then I'd be like, oh, and then, what am I gonna do? Like blow out a candle or like I'm not really. I never really thought I would reach this moment. So like I don't have like this big list. Of, oh, when I reach 1,000 subscribers, this is what I'm gonna do. Because I never really thought I'd reach this moment. So I'm just kind of making this up and celebrating on the fly. And I thought I saw this in Hobby Lobby and I thought I could make these. So it's just like really cool and stuff. So I don't know. And then I thought I could put like a best of video together and stuff and all that. But just know that like inside I am like I'm screaming. I'm probably jumping around like an idiot in here. I'm like really excited. But the whole thing, like. I reached 1,000 subscribers, and like I wanted to. I think it's technically right now like 1,035 or something because when I'm filming this, because when I reached 1,000 subscribers, I was sick, and so like I had this head cold or whatever, and I thought as I was getting more subscribers and I was getting close to 1,000, and at one point it was like $9.99, then $9.98, $9.99, $9.98. It kept going. I was like, I was so like on edge, hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then I finally reach it, and I'm like have a head cold or whatever, and I thought I wanted to do this like really big video a week or two ago, or no, I think it's been like 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. God, who gives a crap? But it was like a couple weeks ago, and but I wanted to do this big video and stuff, and then I'm like sick or whatever, and I can't. Hey everybody, reach 1,000. That's what would happen if I was if I tried to do it sick. I would 1,000 subscribers, whatever. So it was just like a total like indicative of my life. I reached this big moment. I want to do this really big video, and then I'm like sick, and then my mom got sick or whatever. And then I wanted to like once I reached 1,000 subscribers, I wanted to do the EG stitch tutorial or whatever, and then I like my bedroom ceiling is one of those low ceilings, and it has like that texture on it, like a textured ceiling. And I got up one morning and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna film some videos today, and I'm gonna try to film the EG stitch tutorial. This was like after I reached 1,000 subscribers, and so I was putting on my shirt as I got out of bed, and I've done this so many damn times, but of all the times for me to do this, I was putting my shirt on and I scraped my hand on that damn textured ceiling. I love to just scrape all that crap off, so I have this like scar here, or it's not a scar yet, but I have this like scab here or whatever from where I scraped my hand on the damn ceiling. And so like this is what I'm telling you. When I say like my videos are all over the place and my videos are ridiculous, I'm a ridiculous person, and my ridiculous all over the place videos, like, it's because of like the crap like this. I have the intention of, like, you know, filming my EG stitch tutorial, and now I have to like wait for this to heal, because otherwise I'm gonna have like this shot of like my hand, you know, teaching you the thing, and all you're gonna be focused on is the fact that I have this scab on my finger from, you know, being an idiot and scraping on the ceiling like I've done so many freaking times. I don't know. So yeah, I reached 1,000 subscribers and stuff, but you know, all this other stuff was going on at the same time. It was just like, it's never, my life is never like, you know, this big milestone happens, and then, you know, everything is just like perfect. There's always like, you know, some kind of mess somewhere. Usually it's me, but you know, this time it was like a couple other random things. But anyway, so I did reach 1,000 subscribers, and I'm really excited and stuff. And so what are the videos that are going to be coming soon? I've put the videos that I've already filmed on hold. I wanted to do this video where I, you know, celebrate the fact that I reached 1,000 subscribers, and then I'm going to do a video where I show my EG stitch in a whole bunch of different colorways. I'm going to make like a swatch video of my EG stitch before I post the tutorial. Because before I put the stitch tutorial out there, I wanted to show you like what it looks like in a bunch of various colors, like some of the solids, some of the variegated colors, and just like a tiny little swatch. And I thought I would do like, you know, 5 rows and 7 stitches in each row, because, you know, like EG 57 thing. And so I'm gonna make all these little swatches, and then I have a pretty big, you know, selection of yarn to choose from. So I'm gonna do like a whole bunch of swatches, and so there's gonna be like a swatch video that'll probably be the one after this, and then the video after that is gonna be my EG stitch tutorial, which hopefully, I'm hoping that it's not going to matter. It's just like a tiny little scab or whatever. But and then my hands, it's getting into the fall, and I'm one of those people that has like dry, cracked skin on my hands in the fall and the winter. And you add OCD and compulsive hand washing to that. You know, you can imagine how bad my hands look. And so I'm trying to, you know, keep hydrated, but you know, it's like, you know, getting chilly and stuff, and I'm just like, my hands are really dry. Damn it. Like, it's never gonna be like, oh, I did the tutorial and here it is. It's always like, oh, I'm like watching my hands and making sure that this heals properly, so it doesn't look very bad, and I'm gonna make sure that my hands don't start cracking, and I don't know. So, but anyway, so after the whole swatch video, then I'm gonna do the EG stitch tutorial, hopefully. God, but the reason why I wanted to, and if you've seen my previous videos, you already know this, but like the reason why I wanted to wait until I got 1,000 subscribers to do the stitch tutorial is because if YouTube was gonna be making money from my stitch tutorial, you know, with the ad revenue, I wanted a little cut of that, even if it was 11 cents. You know, now that I reached 1,000 subscribers, and I can and I got monetized and all that, and can monetize my channel, and I get like a little bit of ad revenue, I wanted to do the EG stitch tutorial, because it's really I'm just really proud of the stitch. So that'll be one of the videos, and then then I'll get back to the regular videos, except for I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and this year Thanksgiving and Christmas are both on a Thursday. So, well, of course, Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, duh, idiot. But if you're in the United States, I do have subscribers and people. I shouldn't say like, oh, duh, because, you know, there are people that, you know, watch my videos from other countries and stuff, and you know, not every country around the world celebrates Thanksgiving. I should have known that. I should have kept that in my head. But whatever. And so, but you know, I'm in the United States, and so but Thanksgiving, of course, and Christmas this year are going to be Thursdays, and so I'm just assuming that like a video that I post on Thanksgiving and Christmas aren't going to be as, you know, widely seen as some of the other ones and stuff. So I didn't want to like put some, not that I was going to like put out a really important video, but I didn't want to put out like some video that I you know, expected to do well on like, you know, Thanksgiving and Christmas, because, you know, if you're in the United States or you celebrate Thanksgiving, then you're going to be, you know, with your family. You're not going to be wanting to sit around. Let's see what EG's doing. Let's see what he's crocheting. Let's see what he's rambling on about in one of his, you know, rambly videos, all over the place, scatterbrain mess videos. You're not going to be wanting to sit down at the Thanksgiving dinner table with your phone, like watching my video, or like on Christmas. You know, you're going to be celebrating with your family if you celebrate Christmas, and so you're not going to think, oh, you know, while you're opening your gifts, I'm going to put on, you know, EG on the TV, like, you know. So you know, it's not going to be. I just thought that like those videos aren't going to be like these widely seen videos, so I wanted to do something kind of special for those. And so for the Thanksgiving one, because, you know, the whole like being thankful thing, I'm gonna do a video where I shout out like all of the people that have I'd love to shout out every single one of my subscribers, but the thing about YouTube is, unless you have your settings set to like the channels that you subscribe to are public, then I don't know exactly every single one of my subscribers, and so I could pull up a list of like the ones that have their settings set to like public, but there are subscribers that unless you comment, then I don't know if you're a subscriber or not. And so I'm probably going to miss some people because, if I have 1,035 subscribers or whatever, and you'll find out why. But I've been keeping a running list of like all the people that have commented on my videos and stuff. So I have your names in a big list. And it's not like 1,035. So not everybody that watches my videos comments and stuff, and that's fine. If you're a lurker, I've been a lurker on YouTube, years. And I watch videos and I don't always comment on them and stuff. But so like, I'm not saying that you have to comment, but like I hope that you don't mind if I don't know that you're a subscriber. If you actually watch my videos and stuff, and you don't take the time to comment or whatever, or if you watch them and you're not signed in or like whatever, then I may not mention your name in the video, which I apologize for, but I don't know every single one of my subscribers. But I thought I could do a video where I take that list that I've been making for a reason that you'll find out in that video too. But it's a little surprise. But I've been keeping a list of all of my commenters and the subscribers that I know about, and I'll shout you out in that video, just like a little. It's gonna be like really monotonous and boring. I'm gonna be like saying so and so, thank you, so and so, thank you. It's gonna be like really boring. I'm gonna try to make it a little more fun than that. But you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go through like every single one of them in that list, and thank you for taking the time to comment and for subscribing and helping to make my channel the success that it is for me, and for getting me 1,000. I now have to like crisscross my hands because I like put them in reverse. 1,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I'm such a mess. Okay, quick edit. Because I went off on so many tangents, I forgot to say this. But I said that Christmas is going to be on a Thursday this year, and Thursday is one of the days that I post videos. And so I knew that like Christmas Day, people are going to be celebrating with their family. Most of the people that probably watch this or celebrate Christmas. Not everybody, but even I celebrate Christmas and stuff. And so I thought what video I'll post on that Thursday is I'm going to put this really nice video together, and it's not going to be that big of a deal if you miss it or whatever. But I wanted to do something kind of crochet related and kind of special and sort of like I'm not even gonna like talk in it or whatever. It's gonna be, just know that there's gonna be a special video on Christmas Day that's it's not necessary for you to watch or whatever if you're following my life or whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but I did want to put together a really nice video that is kind of crochet related and sort of involves my mom and so it's just gonna be a really nice sweet video. Hopefully that will be something that you want to watch on Christmas if you have the desire to stop celebrating with your family and you want to see what I'm doing on Christmas. But I am putting together a really nice video for Christmas, and so but that's what the Christmas video is going to be. But anyway, back to the video. So those are the videos that like the sort of special videos. There will probably be some videos in between the Thanksgiving and the Christmas. Oh, I am going to do the tutorial for I did that video about the candy corn bag, and I was gonna if you watch that video, let me just digress for a moment, go off on a tangent, but if you're somebody who is on YouTube and you don't have as many subscribers and stuff, and you're clicking on my video, or if you're one of my subscribers, and because I know there are people that watch my videos and subscribe to my channel that have their own channels and stuff, and if you're looking to this video to think, oh, he's going to give all kinds of great advice for me to gain subscribers and reach this milestone, let me just say, I don't know how this happened. I mean, I really don't. Like, I don't have, I don't have this like plethora of like, really valuable information about like, oh, if you do this, then you're going to get subscribers, and if you're going to do this, you're going to get, all kinds of, clicks and views and comments and stuff. I have no idea. Like, as much as I've been on YouTube and all these videos that I've done and reached 1,000 subscribers, I get monetized, I still haven't figured it out. Like the first time I was on YouTube, it was like, my videos were getting like, some of them didn't even get any clicks, no clicks at all. And then I come back on YouTube, and then it starts to take off eventually. But I still, after all these videos, I still don't like fully understand like why one video does well and why one doesn't do as well, or why this one gets a bunch of views and why this one doesn't. I still don't understand it, and you would think I would. But I'll post a video of like I just think, oh, this is just a scattered mess or whatever. I'm like, you know, putting yarn on shelves and like putting a haul away, and you can barely hear me. I have to, like, you know, increase the audio, and it's just like really scattered all over the place, and I'm all sweaty and stuff. And that video will get like 700 views. But then I put a lot of effort into that candy corn bag tutorial thing, or it wasn't even a tutorial. It was like the I was showing the bag, and I had like the pattern written in the description for everybody. And it was like my worst performing video. It's like I thought, like, I really thought that video was going to do really well, because like it was a candy corn bag for, like, you know, trick or treat, and it was like a week before Halloween, and I thought, oh, this is going to be the one that's going to, you know, propel me over, you know, 1,000 subscribers, and it's going to get all kinds of, like, you know, views and clicks. And it was like my worst performing video. Like I still don't. I don't understand, like, why one does well and one doesn't. So, like, you can't ask me for advice, because I have no freaking idea. All I'm doing is I'm having fun making the videos, and it's a pain in the ass trying to edit them, and thumbnails, and making thumbnails and stuff. And one of the videos that'll come in the future is I actually filmed myself taking the thumbnails, taking a couple thumbnails, because I was taking like 4 or 5 of them at once, and you can see what a mess it is to take the thumbnails. It's a lot of work or whatever to, you know, make the videos and the thumbnails and stuff too. Sometimes it's even more work doing the thumbnails, but I'm having fun on YouTube and stuff. But like, I still don't understand, like, you know, what works and what doesn't or whatever. I've just been trying to, you know, have fun with it, and then, you know, and if it takes off, it does, and if it doesn't, and then, you know, I'll just move on to the next video. So I have no idea. So I hope that you're not watching this, you know, thinking that I'm going to give you all kinds of, you know, wonderful advice to, you know, grow your channel. I have no freaking idea how this all happened, especially because I know what my videos are like, because I'm the one that has to sit there in the editing thing for sometimes hours. And like, and I know how scatterbrained I am and all over the place, and just like all the filler words and stuff, and I'm just thinking, I cannot believe that I am getting 990 subscribers, like, because it still baffles me how my channel has, you know, gotten to this point where I had to, you know, make these ridiculous 1 and K letters and stuff. So I don't know, but I'm sorry that this isn't that video for you. But anyway, but back to what I was saying. But what I was saying was that video that I did about the candy corn bag. If you watched that video, if you were like the very few people, no, it did, compared to the first time I was on YouTube, that video did get way more views than the first time I was on YouTube, because there were literally videos that got 0. Like, more videos got 0 views than, you know, got actual views. So I'm not saying that it just like tanked and nobody watched it. Of course, I would have loved to get, you know, that many views for one of my old videos, but so it did well. It's just like, compared to some of my other videos, and it was also like I was trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and it was like near the end of that, you know, it was like, you know, 999 and all this stuff, and then for it to not do well, or not, you know, gain me any subscribers, or I think I got like 1 subscriber or something from it, to not like be the one that like pushed me over. It was just kind of like, I didn't understand it. I still don't understand all this stuff. So, but anyway, if you watched that video, if you're one of the few that watched that video, I did say that, like, what I want to do is I want to do that same thing, and but I want to, like, flip the bag and like sew up the other end, so that instead of it being like the candy corn shape, it's going to be flipped, and so it's going to look like this shape. And I thought I can make it in green and make it like a Christmas bag. And so when I do that video, and when I make that bag, I'm going to turn that one into the tutorial that I didn't have time to do, because it was like, it was a little over a week before Halloween, and so I wanted to get that video out before Halloween, and so I didn't have time to actually sit down and make a proper tutorial for it. But I did write up the whole pattern in the description. But I want to, I said in that video that I had the idea to make it into a Christmas bag, so I'm gonna, you know, do that, and I make a proper tutorial. So that's another video that's going to be out in between all of the other videos that I've already filmed. And so eventually I'll get back to I'll be even more behind. I know it's kind of irritating when I'm so far ahead in filming, and I'm sitting here saying, oh, my Michaels just hasn't gotten the big twist in yet. Oh, that's a bad example, because, you know, they did eventually get some big twists in, but there have been times where I was like, oh, I'll talk about something, and I'll be so far ahead in filming that it'll seem like my video, like I'm far ahead, but then my videos come off kind of behind, because I'm like, a video I post on, you know, August 1st will have been one that I filmed in like June or July. You know what I'm saying? So it's good when I have like a whole backlog of videos that are already to go, but sometimes it feels like I'm a little behind. But for me, I'm like really far ahead. So I don't know what, all the sequence of those videos or whatever. But so I'll eventually get back to the other videos that I've already filmed and stuff. But and with like yarn hauls and like a bunch of some of my variegated videos where I'm talking about a bunch of random stuff that I find in thrift stores or some fandom related stuff or like whatever, and just all kinds of tangents and stuff. So I'll get back to those videos. But like for this, I wanted to do this video, and then I'll do the swatch video, and then the EG stitch tutorial, and then there'll be the special Thanksgiving episode, and then the Christmas one. But before the Christmas one, I'll do the tutorial for the Christmas bag, and hopefully I'll do a video where I talk about my website network, because I'm working on it, and I'm gonna try to launch that too. But I don't know when that video is gonna be coming out. And when I do that, I'll have my first. I'm not gonna have like monthly drops or like whatever that most crocheters do. But I'll have my first drop. Really, it's just gonna be like my website's gonna launch, and you can buy some of my crochet or whatever. But I'll probably do a video about that whenever that happens. I don't know when that's gonna happen, because I'm still working on all that kind of stuff. But that's the extent of like the videos that are coming. But anyway, let me just briefly recap how long is this video going to be with all the clips that are coming of all my previous videos. But let me just like sort of briefly recap the whole like YouTube experience, and then I'll get to the big clip show. It's still like a TV reference in my head. I still think of it as like a clip show or best of episode. But whatever. And so but my channel, when it started out, it wasn't supposed to be like just about crochet. Well, what it was going to be was it was going to be a way of me making videos and sort of trying to sort of introduce myself as a creative person. And so the videos that I started out with, I posted like one video every single day. That probably contributed to my videos not taking off or whatever, because the algorithm didn't have time to see the audience that this video goes to, because I was posting another one and another one. And so I filmed 57 videos, the whole EG 57 thing. I filmed 57 videos, and I was posting one every single day, leading up to the launch of my website network. But then life got in the way, and I didn't get my website all done or whatever for that launch. But at the same time, it wasn't that big of a deal, because my videos weren't really being clicked on at all. So it's not like I disappointed my thousands of subscribers and stuff by not having my website network done. It's like I disappointed maybe like 5 people or not even that many, because by the time I got to that point, my videos weren't really being clicked on at all. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But like that's what my initial YouTube channel was. It was like all these videos where I was introducing myself as a creative person, and going through, like, each video was kind of like taking one of my creative interests and talking about it, and like what I'm going to be doing in the future. Like I know this is crocheting with EG, but like I've said, I'm a writer first, and so like there was one video where I was talking about my writing and what my goals are with that, and who I am as a writer, and trying to describe myself as a writer, like what kind of things that I write and all that kind of stuff. And then then there was like the crochet, me getting into crochet and what it meant to me as a creative person, and what kind of stuff I'm crocheting and all that kind of stuff. Or like how I'm a graphic designer too, and what kind of stuff that I like, what I'm saying. It was like all these like the series of introduction videos to me as a creative person, so that by the time that all those videos were over with and my website was about to launch, the people that watch the videos, theoretically, the people that watch the videos by the end of it would know who I am, like have a general idea of who I am as a creative person, and what I'm interested in, and what they're going to see, and what they're going to be able to buy, or what they're going to be able to watch in videos or read on blog posts or whatever. By the end of it, they would get a sense of who I am as a creative person, so that when they eventually stumble onto my a website network, which is just as ridiculous as I am, then they would know what they're getting themselves into, and who I am as a person and stuff. So that was the initial goal. But of course, the videos didn't do very well at all. And so, and I'll eventually talk about that on my website in more detail, like sort of like dissecting it and explaining like why I think that the channel didn't work. I mean, I'm so really proud of those videos and stuff. But I'm going to take time to sort of diagnose the problem, and sort of pick apart why I think that the channel didn't do well when I first launched it and stuff. But that'll be on my website. And so speaking of that, I'll just go digress to that since I'm talking about it. It's all over. I'm sorry, this video is like all over the place, but you know, this is what it's like. If you're a first-time clicker, if you're a first-time viewer, this is what I'm like. If you're a returning subscriber and somebody, one of the 1,135, you already know this. This isn't anything new for you. But anyway, so let me go off on the whole website thing, because I am going to be launching my website network. And what it is when you go to the website, it'll be justegg.com. All this there right now is a landing page. But the way I designed it, it looks like a browser from you know, the 90s, 2000s, and so it actually is. It doesn't just, you know, mimic a browser like with the address bar at the top and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't just look like a browser. It's actually going to function like one. There's going to be the address bar at the top is going to be, you can actually click into it, and then you can, you know, type a domain. But the thing is, that's how you navigate the whole website network. All my little mini websites, and so you're going to click into that little box or whatever, and you can type a domain, and you'll hit enter, and then it'll take you to the websites. But what's really cool about it is the way that it functions. It actually functions like a browser, except instead of the domains ending in like .com or .net or whatever, like it does on the main internet, all of the websites are going to end in .justeg. And I know this is like so overcomplicated. I know I overcomplicate every little thing, but that's just how I am. I can never. I've talked about this in another video. But anything I do, anything creative, it's so like way more complicated than it needs to be. But it's hopefully the whole the website network's going to be a really fun experience for you, especially if you grew up in the 90s and 2000s and you remember how the internet used to be, where it wasn't just like big images of navigation that you can hit on your phone or whatever. Like if you remember like the fun of the internet and stuff, and like actually typing out the domains and stuff, but it's actually going to function like a browser, but all of the domains end in .justeg. And so like you can pull up an index. You go to the website justegg.com, and in the address bar at the top of the website, you know, click in there, and if you put like index.justeg and then hit enter, it'll take you to the index, and then it'll have like all of my little mini websites. And so like my personal website in the network will be eg.justeg, or like, you know, a website I'll do for my crochet stuff. It'll be crocheting with eg.justeg. But the domain only works in my website when you pull it up. It's not, you can't put that in like a regular browser and it would work. You have to put it in the browser in my website. And so, but it's going to be really cool and really fun and stuff. So I'm going to be launching my website network too. And there'll be all kinds of like blog posts and all kinds of my other creative interests and stuff. So I'm going to keep this channel, you know, about my crochet, and I'll you know, go off on tangents and stuff, and I'll make like variegated videos, all that kind of stuff. But I like the more focused, like the videos that I do that are more focused on other things that don't mention the crochet, they'll probably go on my website network. Or like I'll have all kinds of blog posts, and I'll have products. You know, I'm going to put my designs on things on Zazzle, and I'm going to self-publish my writing and stuff. It'll probably be sold through Lulu, and then I'll have my crochet that you can buy. I'll probably set up a Shopify. I still haven't decided about that, whether I'm going to use a Shopify or just go through Etsy or something. But you'll be able to buy my crochet there, and so, but that's, you know, all going to be that's going to be something that's coming in the future too. And I'll probably do a video about that, and mainly focused on like, you know, what crochet items are going to be on there that you can buy and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be a video too. But I don't know where I was going to fall in the schedule of all the other ones. But anyway, let me get back to I came back to YouTube. I came back to this thought after going off on all these freaking tangents or whatever. So I came back to YouTube, and I honestly thought that like, I really didn't think that it would be successful, but this second time, I sort of came back with this hesitation and with like sort of defeated, and thought, I'm going to try, because what I was going to do was I was going to make the videos that I wanted to make, and then just like have them unlisted on YouTube. You know, sort of use YouTube as like a storage thing for the videos, and then like embed them in my website network, and so that I wouldn't have to worry about the numbers and whether they got views and all. I could just like make the videos, because my original introduction to my videos was, hello, I'm EG, or just EG. I'm a writer artist with a wide spectrum of projects, interests, and ideas, and I make videos for myself mainly, but also to hopefully inspire you to find ways to be creative in your life. And I really love that introduction, but it's too much of a garbled long mess or whatever at the beginning of videos, so I don't do it now. But I said in that introduction, and I still believe that, I make videos for myself mainly, but also to hopefully inspire you. So, but I made the videos for myself. I was having fun making the videos, and so I thought, like, that's all that was important to me. And so, like, I didn't want to get bogged down by all the analytics and all that kind of stuff. And so, what I was going to do was I was going to, you know, just make the videos, and then, you know, embed them in my website, and then try to figure out like because at the time it felt like YouTube wasn't pushing out my videos, or I wasn't doing it well enough for YouTube to even care about pushing out my videos. And so I thought, what I need to do is I need to figure out how to push myself out there. I need to figure out how to promote myself and get myself out there, because I couldn't rely on YouTube to do it, and partly that was partly my fault. But so I needed to figure out, like, if promoting myself and my videos felt like it was going to be my responsibility, then I thought I would rather have my videos on my website and have me be the one to figure out how to promote my website, and then in turn promote the videos that I would have embedded there. But when I thought to do that, I thought I sort of felt bad that I gave up on the whole YouTube thing, because there are people that are on YouTube that they keep at it and they keep at it and they find success and stuff, and I thought maybe I gave up too soon. And so what I thought I would do is I would start to post here again, and then but in my head I thought, and then this probably wasn't going to work. I would be able to, like, just go on my website and have everything there, and not feel like I gave up and didn't try again. At least if I did what I eventually thought I was going to have to do, is like put on my videos on my website and promote my website myself. At least I would know that, like, at least I tried again, and that would probably fail too, and then I could just focus on my website. And so that was a plan, to, like, just post a couple videos on YouTube just to say that I tried again, and then when that failed, like I inevitably thought it would, then I would just make the videos for my website and feel a little bit better about myself that I didn't give up and not try again. But then so I did post a couple of videos and stuff, and and actually got some views and stuff, and some comments, and I was getting a couple subscribers and stuff, and I couldn't believe it. It was shocking, because I wasn't expecting it, and I think a lot of it was because I was so focused on the crochet. I actually had a clear focus, which I didn't have before, and so it was partly because of that too. And but anyway, but then my video started to get a couple of views, and I was thinking, okay, well maybe I should just, like, keep posting on YouTube, and maybe it'll keep working. And then it seemed like the video that really made my channel start to gain a little traction was when I put together this ridiculous yarn wall, and that video actually got really good views and stuff, and so I thought, making a ridiculous yarn wall, and so that was sort of, like, shocking to me. Another thing where, like, you wouldn't think that, like, just me organizing yarn and putting it on a shelf or whatever behind me, this ridiculous yarn wall, would get a lot of views and stuff, but I mean it did, and that totally shocked me. And then I think it was one of the following videos that really took off. I don't know if it was because of the whole yarn wall video, and that's what made the algorithm think, oh, more people are watching that video, so we'll start pushing out his next video. And so one of them was I had gotten a haul from Hobby Lobby. It got like I think it's up to like 7,000 views or something. And I was getting, like, subscriber after subscriber after subscriber. I got up to like 250 in like a week or something. It was insane. And like I said, it didn't go viral, but for a loser like me, it was like the loser equivalent of going viral. I just couldn't believe it. And I was getting all kinds of comments and subscribers, and it was insane. But what's weird is that video, like, compared to some of my other hauls, like, it wasn't even like a really big haul either. It wasn't even like the biggest haul I've ever gotten from Hobby Lobby. And to look at the number of that video, I think it's up to like 7,000 something views that it got. Like that was like my most successful video, and it wasn't even my biggest yarn haul. It was just crazy, just how sudden it happened, and that's why I can't give you some advice, because like I've filmed videos since then showing my yarn hauls from Hobby Lobby. How many haul videos have I done? And they've never done as successful as that one did. And so, but I don't know why that one of all the videos did really well. And so I'm sorry I don't have like advice to give you that. Oh, if you make a yarn haul video from Hobby Lobby and have a stack of yarn in front of you and on the table, then it's going to get you 7,000 views. Like I don't know what happened. It just like something happened, and the algorithm worked, and something just the thumbnail wasn't even that. It's not like I look really good in the thumbnail, or like I look ridiculous in the thumbnails, behind yarn and stuff. It had nothing to do with the thumbnail, or I have no idea what it was, but it happened, and it was just like this total shock. And ever since then, it's just been like I've just gained momentum and subscribers and views. It's been just a really fun experience. And like I said, there's just been nothing but positivity with this. Like the only negative thing that ever happened with my channel. What was when I reached 500 subscribers, and I could get accepted into the YouTube Partner Program or whatever, where you can monetize your channel. At 500 subscribers, you can monetize it where you can open up memberships, which I never did, and then you can get super thanks and super chats and all that kind of stuff. And so I got to that level, but to be accepted, you have to have two-step verification turned on your account. And like I said, I'm a Luddite. I don't have a smartphone. At the time, I didn't even have a cell phone, and so I had to break down and actually get a cell phone just to turn on two-step verification. And so after almost 40 years, I had to finally get a cell phone. And what I did was I got one of those cheap flip phones or whatever. And so I turned on two-step verification or whatever. And through that whole process, I actually got locked out of my account because what it was is when you have two-step verification turned on and you add a cell phone to your account, what they do is when you sign in, they send you a code so that they know that you are who you are when you're signing in. And so I put in my cell phone number and I signed out of my account. Wait, and then I tried to sign in and waited for the code to come to my phone, and it never came. And I thought, like, what the hell? And so, and through the whole process of, like, trying to, get back into my account and stuff, I ended up getting locked out of it for a couple days. And I just thought I got so down, and because I thought, like, I finally felt like my YouTube channel was working or whatever, and I saw, like, the light at the end of the tunnel, and I thought, like, these people are subscribing to my channel, and I'm getting to interact with these wonderful people and stuff, and I get locked out of my account, and I could lose all this stuff, and I just felt like I was building this following of people that are going to follow my ridiculous creative life, and then to get locked out and feel like I'm not going to be able to get back into it. Those 2 days waiting to hear back from YouTube and stuff, it was just a nightmare. Thinking that I lost my entire channel because I couldn't get back into it. Eventually I got back into it, and everything was fine and stuff, and I worked it out, and so they sent me the codes on my phone, but I don't know why the codes didn't come to my phone, so I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I have a cheap cell phone, or I have no idea. But there's a little bit more to the story, but this video is going to be long enough anyway. But anyway, so that's like the only negative thing that happened, where I got locked out of my account, and I thought I had lost my channel or whatever. When I finally got back into it, into my account, and everything was fine, I talked a lot about what my channel has meant to me, and through that whole experience, it made me really think about what all this this whole YouTube experience has meant to me, and where that is not just like me making these ridiculous videos and stuff. There's more to it, and like the benefit that I've gotten, interacting with all of you, and just like how much fun this has added to my life. All this yarn and crocheting and all the stuff on YouTube and all that. So that's like the only negative thing that's ever happened with my. I mean, everything has just been nothing but positive, and my videos keep getting views and clicks and all your wonderful comments and stuff, and I know that my comments back to you and my replies are just utterly ridiculous, and you say something really nice like, oh, I really enjoy your video, and I like that cowl that you made or whatever, and then and you think I'm just gonna like hit the like thing or hit the the love button or whatever, and that's gonna be it. But then you see, oh, I have a notification, e.g. replied to my comment, and then you click on it, and then you have to like hit read more or whatever because my comment is like this long. I know I go way overboard, but it's because I'm so appreciative of this whole experience and you all, and watching my ridiculous all over the place videos, and clicking on my videos and subscribing, and just like just everything is just so wonderful. And so hopefully you can tell through my excessive replies to you how appreciative I am of all of you who like and subscribe and comment and all that kind of stuff. But I really am. But I can't believe I got 1,000 subscribers, and this whole YouTube experience has just reached this point. I mean, I was just so down and defeated the first time I was on YouTube, and so to come back and for me to reach this moment, it's just like it meant so much. I mean, I know there are people on YouTube that make it a career, and they have thousands, if not millions, of subscribers, and their channels are always going to be way bigger than mine. But compared to the first time I was on YouTube, like this is just like unbelievable to me. I mean, this is just insane. This is incredible. I mean, I just cannot believe that I reached this moment and could had a reason to like make something ridiculous like this. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. I love this whole experience of being on YouTube and interacting with all of you and stuff. So anyway, I just want to thank you so much, and I'll thank you all properly in the Thanksgiving video. If you want to like stop in the middle of your meal and like watch my ridiculous video, but really I'm not expecting a lot of people to watch that video, but I did want to make a video sometime around Thanksgiving, thanking you all for all the support that I've gotten on my channel. I mean, I really feel it too. It's not like, oh, just a bunch of random people that subscribe or comment. Like, I feel the support from all of you, and I hope you know that. I hope you know what it means to me, and I hope that you recognize how much it means to me and how appreciative I am of all the support. Like, I really feel it all the time, and like every single comment and the wonderful conversations I've had with you all in the comments. I mean, it just, I just love this whole experience, and I just can't believe that I get to make like a 1,000 subscriber video. It's just it's just amazing. I never thought I would reach this moment, and so I did want to make a video and just celebrate this I'm maybe not in some like ridiculous way, like yeah, but like just know that like inside I'm doing that. I'm freaking out. I'm so it still blows me away. I still can't even believe I got 1 subscriber. It should be like this, like 1, like that should be what it is. But I can't believe that it's like a K next to it. I would have done like 1. Thank God I didn't think to do 1 and 3 zeros. This took so long, but whatever. So it's like 1K. I just can't believe it. But anyway, it's just amazing. So anyway, so. That's going to be like the end of this whole introduction part of this video. And so I just want to thank you again. Thank you for liking and thank you for liking. Southern accent keeps coming out. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for liking and subscribing and commenting and stuff. And I just can't believe it. And I hope that you continue to watch my videos and enjoy them, and as ridiculous as they are. And you follow everything that I do and stuff. And you follow my ridiculous creative life and career and everything else that I do. But whatever. And so I just hope you're going to be with me through the rest of the ridiculous. There are a couple of people that have said that that they're with me on the journey, and I keep saying like the journey on my train of thought that has no tracks, because I'm like all over the place. But I hope you continue to follow my videos and stuff, and I hope you continue to watch them and enjoy them and everything. And I love your comments so much, and I try to reply to them, and I just feel so supported here on YouTube, and I appreciate it so much. But so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy like the rest of it. I'm gonna put together a little clip show or whatever of like some of my best moments, and if you stay tuned, stay tuned for the TV mode, like always, TV and movies always. But anyway, if you stay tuned to the end of it, I may put in some clips from the first time I was on YouTube, and so as a little surprise. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and just thank you. I can't believe it. To all of you, thank all 1,000, and now I need like a 35. No, I'm not gonna make a 35. God, but thank you so much for helping me reach this milestone. I appreciate it so much. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Continue to watch my ridiculous all over the place ass and all the ridiculous clips I pick from my ridiculous video. Yeah, I'm a ridiculous person, obviously. But anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello and welcome, I'm EG, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the yarn that I bought recently. I usually use like Walmart and Hobby Lobby. Their yarn should be called I Love This Yarn, damn it, it'll catch on. So I got a whole bunch of yarn. These 2 giant boxes practically broke my back trying to carry these into the house. This video is going to be really long, so just, sit back and crochet. You can probably crochet a whole blanket while you watch this video. Are you halfway done with your blanket yet? Or did you doze off underneath it because I'm so boring? God. I know this video is going to be way long, but anyway, if you're watching this, hopefully you're almost done with your blanket. I never thought I'd be like, crocheting and stuff and obsessed with yarn and having, hundreds of skeins in my house and stuff and taking up a laundry room or whatever, but that's become my life now. I hope you enjoyed, making your whole blanket, and you're probably onto your next thing, because it took so long for me to get through this video. But look how thin this is, just pulling out the center pole. Oh, yarn barf. Oh, okay, so it just kind of oh, what the hell? That wasn't even attached to anything. They probably just like stuffed it in there to make the weight for the machine. So it felt like sort of like, well, I've already bought all this other yarn, so what's another couple dollars for some yarn? Where like, if you're on a diet and you take a bite of something and you just think, well, I've already taken a bite, might as well eat the whole cake. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like that. So this is what it looks like. I put it on, but I look like an idiot. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I look like an idiot with or without a hat on. God, it's hot in here. And it's, I feel like Lucy. Like I said, I'm a huge I Love Lucy fan. I feel like, in the Vitamin Vegemite episode, when she's like, it's hot in here. Like, God, it's so hot in here. Must be the lights. No, another loose thing. Karen cakes. Is it Karen or Caron? I don't know. I've heard people call it Caron, and I thought here I'm talking about Karen. It's Karen cake. And so I just wanted to make another sweater for my teddy bear. It has a hat on too. It's like attached to his head. I don't know why it's on, like, you know, cockeyed, you know, to the side or whatever. He must think he's cool. He's probably like how I was when I was a kid. I thought I was so cool, and then, you know, he's just a sweet little geeky, dorky little thing. But he thinks isn't that cute? He thinks he's cool. I know I'm getting older because I'm like watching game shows and stuff, like all the time. Like my life revolves around game shows. Sometimes it feels like, you know, I'm out going somewhere and then I'm thinking, okay, I have to hurry up and get home because, you know, the wall is coming on at 8. Like, see, like, okay, from afar, whatever. Wait a minute. Maybe this is why I didn't end up there. No, it has a knot, like, right on the outside of it. I can feel it. God, I hate knots. It's such a pet peeve of mine. But she asked if it was hard to work with. Oh wait, is there another knot? Oh no, it's the same one. That's why I was an idiot. I was like, is that another? No, it's the same one. I went to Hobby Lobby and I got some heads of styrofoam because I was making bookmarks when I was making bookmarks when I'm from the South, so my accent comes out sometimes, obviously. And I was making some bookmarks. I know if I cut out all my filler words, my videos would probably be like shorts. So I don't know. I know I use a lot of filler words. It's irritating. Try living like this. I know if it's irritating to you, imagine how irritating it is being this person that uses the filler words in the first place. Anyway, I did get a couple skeins yesterday, and just opening this bag, you can smell the cinnamon. And like, it's not even an exaggeration. The reason why I smelled that yarn the other day is because I could smell it. Because like I walked through the other day and it just like hit me like a fist. That smell, it just like, sometimes it's so strong that it, you know, almost chokes you to death. Like those cinnamon brooms that you see in grocery stores around the holidays, like that kind of smell. I mean, it smells fine. I love the smell of cinnamon and stuff, but it's so strong that it just punches you in the face. Reminds you of that Friends scene where Rachel says, you know, if I'm not out in 15 minutes because I've choked to death on the potpourri stink. Like, I totally get it. It's so strong. And the yarn is on a completely different side of the store than they're putting the fall stuff out. They must like store it in the back near that stuff or something, or it's just so strong that it goes throughout the whole store. So, a plane going by. Anyway, hopefully it's delivering yarn somewhere. No, stupid. The blue on that, for some reason they don't have the sport weight. And of course the cynical prick in me wants to think that, oh, they just don't want us to be able to make rainbow stuff. No, I'm sure there's like some obvious explanation or whatever. I'm just being a prick. I lost my train of thought thinking about it. I saw something pretty on my wrist and think, get distracted like that. And they had one of these like Bernat blanket big, and like that's literally what it's called. I'm not just like, you know, some idiot saying it's big. Duh. What did the algorithm think? Oh God, this guy again. Okay, fine. Like, did you just all of a sudden think, okay, he's a persistent cuss. I'll go ahead and push his videos out, because it's just like, it was just sudden. Like, if you look at the graph of my channel, it's just like all these, and then there's a couple little blips where I tried to get into shorts the last time I was on YouTube, and it got like a couple views or whatever. There's like these little blips or what, and there's just like this flat line, like, you know, like ER, just like beep, and then all of a sudden, like, just in the past week, it's just like this giant spike. It's just insane. My heart practically did the same thing when I started to notice that the numbers keep going up. You could tell that I'm a writer and how long-winded I am, because I'm replying to every single comment, like probably way too much. You're probably thinking, oh God, I just want to say how nice your video was. You didn't have to give me a freaking paragraph. When I was like seeing all the numbers go up, I was like in my head like Matt Kennedy Gould, like, what is going on? Like, you know, and because it was just like, that's an obscure TV reference. You can tell how old I am. Remember the Joe Schmo show? And I'm not gonna Vinegar sounded like Pee Wee Herman. Like, or sound like one of the Muppets or something. I'll just edit all this out. I should just leave it in, because apparently people love how, you know, scatterbrained and stuff I am, and you know, they think it's hilarious that I'm just all over the place. God, I'm glad that somebody finds it funny. I don't. Are you dozing off yet? No. See what I'm saying? You can hear that horse fly. I can hear it. It's irritating. Maybe it'll drown out some of my filler words. Because like, you know, instead of saying you'll just hear zzz. If I had, you know, enough money to have emeralds, I'd either like not be doing this, or I would, you know, be doing this even harder because I would have like even more yarn. If I had that kind of money, I wouldn't have that kind of money because I would have spent it all on yarn and crap. I'm, you know, getting older and stuff. Obviously, I'm like watching game shows and stuff. You know, getting home to watch Wheel of Fortune or The Wall or whatever on Game Show Network, and then I'm complaining about prices and stuff. And I got a coupon, and it, like, I don't know. It just seems weird. I made my niece a Wednesday one. When I made it, I thought it kind of reminded me of the colors from Wednesday, that Netflix show that she loves. And I've never seen it, but I feel like I've seen it because, you know, she told me about every single scene. So I feel like I've already seen it. I made this out of that green from I forget the name, from God, I'm like Juanita from Sword of Lives. I forget. This looks like this is like 20 years old. Like it's been in storage and like a mouse got to it or something. It looks like I have like dogs and stuff. Like I live in a house with, you know, 20 dogs and cats and stuff running around. Like it's, you know, cat and dog hair. It's not, it's just, it's like shedding or something. I don't know. It's just an odd yarn. So, I mean, it's fine. It's just, I don't know. I just don't like how scattered it looks. It just looks like I just started out and that, look, I know how to change colors, and then somebody has to say, oh, that's really nice, but really they think that it looks hideous because of how the color changes are so all over the place. That's like the gauge in my head now. Like every single thing, every price, it sort of, it flashes in my head of like, you know, how many skeins of yarn that equals. So like if, you know, I see like something at the store, it's like $20, oh, that's like, you know, 5 skeins of yarn, like whatever, no matter what it is. And so that's how, like, I have this, you know, yarn filter on my head now. We're all connected by yarn, apparently. And the creative things that we do and our creativity and stuff, and how we've embraced it to the point of it being ridiculous for some people. This is how big the box is. I mean, you know, it's enough to like pull your arm out of the socket just lifting this up. Oh my god. My arm's gonna be sore from lifting that box and then, you know, getting this workout, just like putting them back in the box. It's like, you know, you just bought some stuff at like Michael's, and then they, you know, send you an email and say, hey, we know you just spent $80, but hey, you want another coupon? There are probably more pride flags in our community than there are like flags for the countries in the world. Like our acronym is, it probably has, at this point, probably has more letters than the actual alphabet at this point. We're gonna have to start like adding like Greek letters and Chinese characters or something, if it gets any bigger. Like I'm from the LGBTQIA plus 1, 2, 3 Alpha Omega Chinese Serenity symbol community. I was just in Michael's the other day, and they finally got their pride stuff in. A cowboy hat, like, you know, what's that for? Like Brokeback Mountain cosplay or whatever. It had like, you know, all the rainbow colors, and it was like all sequin encrusted and stuff. I don't know, like, you know, hey partner, you like mumbling guys who smell shirts? Like, whatever. You know, look behind me. It's not like I'm like wanting yarn. I don't have any. I'm bullshit. Crap. I'm gonna need to use more my yarn before I buy more of this thinner yarn. I say as I, you know, pull more of it out of a bag. I can't even lift it up. These dry bags, although it was in 4, but I condensed it down to 3. I joked to my mom that, like, watch me when I'm carrying these into the house, end up breaking my wrist because they're so heavy, and then I won't be able to crochet for 2 months. I'm like, I bought these, and I'm thinking, oh my god, it's like when I go through my DVDs and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I had that movie. It's like, well, I bought it, idiot. To the truck. Wait, oh, the label came off. I was like, what the hell? All right, heck. Sorry, I'm gonna end up. I'm gonna try to, you know, not say the F word or the S word, you know, if that offends you or whatever. But if it does, then don't hang out with me in real life, because that's every other word. And it's getting even worse because I'm having to, you know, suppress it in these videos and stuff. So it's like later on, it's like F word, every other word, even worse than before. So it's like when my niece comes over, and then I don't cuss around her at all. And then it's like, you know, for days after she leaves, it's just like, you know, I'm just cussing like, you know, this sailor like my dad. And because I have to suppress it so hard when she's over here, so I don't cuss in front of her. And then it's like when she's gone, it's like, oh, F word, every other word. I joke to my mom that, like, you know, if you're in the car and you're like waiting for me to come out, and you hear like some idiot going, yippee, like I said, it's probably going to be me in the store, you know, screaming like an idiot because I, you know, found all this yarn. I let this woman go ahead of me, and it's the woman with like the little girl, because she came over, and she said, "You're going to take all that home?" And it was like really loud. In my head, it like echoed through the store, but it wasn't that loud. She had a little boy with her, and obviously the little boy asked about the yarn, because all I heard from her was she told her little boy, she said, "I don't know, he's probably going to be crocheting with it or something." And she was probably embarrassed because he was probably like, you know, what is he going to do with all that yarn? I didn't hear what he said, but that's probably what that's what went in my head, what he probably said. I'm going to use this yarn, you know, if I can find room for all this stuff. I guess I'm going to have to break down and start using all this shit. Or crap. And then maybe get up here and, you probably can't even see it, get up there on top of this shelf and, or not get on top of it, like climb up there like with a ladder. No, I mean, like, yeah, I'm going to put my big ass, whatever. I'm going to, like, climb up on top of the shelf. No, I mean, like, get up there and get that stuff down and have that all that space there. I'm about to climb up on top of the shelf. Oh, God, so stupid. Watch me go viral after I fall and bust my big ass on camera. That'd be my luck. Yeah. Fat yarn hoarder falls, breaks neck on camera. God. Crochets himself neck brace in hospital. These are just like the little extra balls of yarn and stuff. Can anybody juggle? No. Obviously I can't. Alright, so that is off the wall. And along with my thoughts and everything else. This is just completely random. I don't like, oh, I didn't even think, can you even hear me? Can you hear me up there? I guess it's just faux fur or something. Obviously. No, they skinned a Muppet. I don't even know if they make this anymore, do they? See, I keep doing that, like asking the camera. Do they? Somebody even called me like magnetic, like my personality or whatever. I thought like, did they mistakenly say magnetic and they meant like enigmatic? Like they're trying to, they're so confused because they're trying to figure out like, you know, why the hell I have all these like subscribers and stuff. They may have had a couple extras in the picture on I don't know, have it like sitting on my shoulder like an it's stupid that like, you know, fandom kind of related shirts, like, you know, like Nintendo or whatever, Nintendo shirts or like, you know, Super Mario Brothers or whatever. It's stupid that they only go up to like 2X, because if you spent your whole childhood playing a Nintendo, you're probably too big of a fat ass to like fit into a 2X anyway. Like people like us that grew up, you know, playing Nintendo and stuff would love to wear a Super Mario shirt. Can't find them in our size because we played Super Mario and like sat on our asses for like a decade. I work a professor that can have a Philly Pass and Beck and Ramon Vaughn and Clack and Daco Fat News and Research to the Sappy Chicken Pit Cinema, the Festival Lippy Chip Talk Worthing like Taco Fat Foundation for Unwed Mothers. I was almost kind of nervous to see what my sister-in-law and brother would say about the wall too, because how ridiculous it looked. And but my brother had seen it a couple days before that. He came over and he saw it and you know, he was just like, "Oh, it's really cool." Or he doesn't really sound like that. That's how every straight guy in my head sounds like. "Oh, yeah, it's cool." He said it like it looked really cool and whatever. And in the way he actually talks, but like in my head, that's how he talks. I was afraid that they were going to walk in and say, "Oh my God!" Like even if I do talk really quickly or whatever to keep up with my mind, at least it's hopefully coming out in a way where you can actually understand it, where you can actually like slow it down, like when they do how you can do on YouTube or whatever. And usually most people talk like this, but like for me, I would just be talking really normally probably. If you like slow down with my speech or whatever. I could cuss so many times in these videos. You're lucky that I don't. Unless you like cussing, and then you're probably thinking, just say it. That's what I'm thinking when I'm watching it. Just freaking say it. I never knew until I started doing YouTube just how many pictures of myself I would have to take for thumbnails and stuff. I've probably taken more pictures of myself in the past few weeks than I've taken in the past few years. It just feels a little narcissistic, like, oh, look at all these pictures that I've taken of myself. It's just so stupid. When I have my table here, and then I have to like stack up yarn or whatever in the front or like whatever when I'm setting up a thumbnail, I like, you know, stack it on my table, and but then I'm like on the other side of the table. And so to get back over here, I have to crawl my big ass on the floor underneath it. Whatever. Oh, sorry about the cussing. No, I'm not. Like crawl underneath the table or whatever. There have been several times I'm like crawling and like I bump the table and like the skeins of yarn collapse and fall, and it's so unglamorous. There's some I want to do a video or I just, you know, show some of the pictures of, you know, where you can see my big ass like crawling underneath the table or whatever. It's just utterly ridiculous. In the span of 30 seconds, you know, as I was like pushing the cart back and, you know, practically running like an idiot, I'm exaggerating, you know what I'm saying? I saw this woman like walking towards the remnants, and I thought, I could not believe it. And the first thing she, I was like, you know, bug-eyed, and so it's a good thing I had these sunglasses on, because I was probably, I look like a bug-eyed maniac probably, because I was just like, you know, staring at her. I was thinking, oh my god, she's gonna eat the yarn over there. And the first thing she grabbed was one of the skeins of yarn, or she was like, you know, touched it to see like the texture of it or whatever. And I was thinking, don't take my yarn, but she was like touching or whatever, and I was just like, you know, kind of walking around like in the fabric where they had like the fringe and all all that crap, and I was just kind of like, but you know, like the whole time I was just kind of like staring at her, and I know I probably didn't blink, but like 3 times the entire time. And then I was like, you know, walking over there where they had like the sewing stuff, or like, you know, where the flowers were, and I mean, I probably looked like a creep, like, you know, looking around the aisle, just like waiting for her to move so I can get over there to get the yarn, and like watching to see if she got any of it. And then she was like, you know, picking up the ribbon, and I was thinking, okay lady, like, you're not gonna get any of this stuff, just move. The colorway is called Turquoise Rainbow Bridge. See, ridiculous. I should like this. I'm as ridiculous as these colorway names are, but you know what I'm saying. And so I knocked the camera. God. But on my foot, my big foot, or not big, you know what I'm saying. I wish. No, as a reward, they were giving the kids like, you know, some kind of belt, and so when she said that, I thought, oh, did they like give her an actual belt or whatever? But all it was like a sticker. I know that it's a school and they never have enough money or whatever, and if I guess if I was a teacher, I would just bankrupt myself, because I'd be doing all kinds of like creative things for the kids. But like in my mind, I thought, couldn't they have just like gotten like a thing of ribbon or whatever? I guess it's just reflective of who I am, who I would be as a teacher. I wouldn't be a teacher because I wouldn't have enough money to survive, because I would have spent, well, I had to buy that ribbon for those kids because, you know, they needed a belt, whatever, stupid. And see how ugly they are. I mean, they're not ugly. I don't mean to make her cry any more than she already is. And so we eventually took them home. We gave them homes because they were so sad. But the first time we went into Goodwill, they were separated. And then one of the next times we went in there, they had been attached together. We just we thought it was funny that they were like all of a sudden attached, and so we were just like making little jokes, like you know, that maybe they attached themselves to each other because, you know, they didn't want to be separated or what. Please don't say I'm ugly, and you really think I'm ugly? And then of course, you know, he has this, you know, big goofy grin on his face because, you know, he's too stupid to know that he's ugly. He thinks he's cute or what. We ended up getting these two. I didn't make any scarves for these yet. I didn't want, they're little baby ones. I didn't want them to, you know, strangle themselves accidentally. Don't insult them, because, you know, I've insulted them enough to their faces or whatever, but at least they're, you know, he looks too goofy and dumb to even know. He probably thinks, oh, you're just kidding. I have this like donkey thing next to all the dolls or whatever, and so they're all together like a big old family, little redneck family. Was my couch made out of this yarn? God, that hello, like. I guess like getting all the yarn out of that corner is starting to create an echo in here. Sorry about that. I don't have like those people that do podcasts and stuff, and they have like those, you know, padded things on the wall. If I have any padding on my wall, it's probably going to be because I've, you know, gone insane and I've been put into a hospital. I have another yarn haul. It's from Goodwill. If the roundup, it was $26, but I hate doing that. I complain about it. Like when they say, oh, would you like to round up? You know, I always say, oh, what, 100% profit isn't enough for you? Of course, it comes out as, sure. Oh my God, it's bad enough that I have all these projects that I've started and haven't finished, and not just like crochet related, like all of my other projects and with all of my other interests. Now I'm like collecting other people's projects that they haven't finished. What's so stupid? I never watched Beauty and the Beast as much as I did other Disney movies when I was growing up, because first of all, we didn't have the VHS for you know, years and years, because you know, it was in the vault. I remember all that crap. You know, like I'll buy the video cassette now before it goes back into the vault. Remember all that crap from Disney? And so this is £2 for $6. I don't even think you can get meat for that in the store. Like, I'm trying not to say it again, but it's just it's ridiculous how much this room smells like cinnamon. I know I complain about it a lot, but it's it's too noticeable not to comment on it. I mean, like the second you don't even have to walk into the store. The doors can be closed, and you can still smell the cinnamon outside the store. It's that strong, but it's ridiculous how strong that potpourri is. But it's so strong that it like gets all the way over to the other side of the store where the yarn is, and you can just it smells like it's crazy. I don't know. It's ridiculous. This is called Yarn Bee Breathe Deep Super. Breathe deep. Don't breathe deep with this yarn. You'll probably choke with to death from the cinnamon smell. But anyway, breathe deep. Just not in these bags, because you know you'll choke. I was thinking about like these cakes up here. The mandala, and whatever. Those mandala. Sounds like something from Chucky. You know the what was it? Dumbala. I'm gonna put the cakes of yarn there. These mandala, whatever. God, every time I say it now, I'm gonna think of that joke I made about sound like the spell on Chucky. Good thing my teddy bear is in here, because I'm gonna end up saying mandala wrong and then end up bringing it to life. But he would be really nice. He'd be my little co-host. But when I was making I did it again. When I was making these, when I was making them, I do that a lot. I'm from the South, so you know sometimes my accent comes out. So you know you'll hear me dropping G's all the time. So when I was making these, and then as I was setting up my table, I was thinking about that scene on Isle of Lucy, because I don't have TV and movie references for every single thing. I can't even set up a table without thinking about, you know, some TV or movie references. So I was thinking about that scene on Lucy when she that guy was trying to teach her French or something, and he goes, "Le crayon est on la table." And I'll put this light blue. This light blue. I can tell I'm getting old. I move a certain way, and my voice is either like this or sound like some, you know, old person. By the time you see this, I'm going to be 40 years old. It could have been some of those, but anyway. God, I was just watching Storage Wars earlier, and I'm just thinking, I used to complain about that the guy and like all those people on the Storage Wars, how they, you know, talk really quickly or whatever, and I'm turning into that stuff. I'm going to start, maybe if this whole, you know, creative life doesn't work out, maybe I can become an auctioneer or whatever. 30, 35, 35, and sold. You're like, Professor Lincoln, have Philly Passenbecker, Ramon Bunker. You know what I'm saying. I know I bitch about working. I bitch about, I should work there. I should, maybe, do they get a discount? That would be worth working at Hobby Lobby. Do they get like an employee discount? Oh God. Yeah, don't tempt me, brain. That would be like that would be worth getting a job there, just to, you know, get an extra discount on this yarn. They would basically like give me my check, and it would be nothing in it, because I would have already spent it on yarn with my employee discount. But in my original videos, I said like over and over again, like I'm never going to be the type of channel to be monetized, or I'm not going to be stupid fly. God, I'm sorry if it, you know, it's, you know, going to be buzzing through. What I ought to do is, like, you know, isolate the buzzing noise, and then like put it over my cuss words. That would be hilarious. You know, as I'm like cussing, you'll just hear me and talking that zzz, and you'll think you won't know if it's the fly or if it's just me bleeping out my cuss words or buzzing them out as I'm filming this. I'm still not even 40 years old yet. Although like, earlier I was thinking, God, I was literally like, you know, yelling at the screen of my TV, watching Wheel of Fortune repeats on Game Show Network, and just like talking about how stupid it proves that I feel like I'm, you know, getting old when I'm like, you know, watching game shows period, and then like, you know, getting pissed about like how stupid the people are, where they keep screaming out the letters the way they do, like as if they don't realize that they have a microphone on, you know, like T, like why are they yelling you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, Pat Sajak probably has, you know, hearing damage in his left ear from like years of like people screaming letters next to him or whatever. They're screaming like, you know, Vanna won't hear him otherwise, like, you know, T, like, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And like I was in there by myself watching TV or whatever, saying, oh, why are you screaming? Like I'm like yelling at the TV like some old person. I feel like all I do now, I feel like I'm getting old, not just because I'm complaining about a game show or whatever, but now I feel like I'm just constantly complaining about, and the post office did that, like. It was supposed to come Saturday, and it ended up coming on a Tuesday because it was like going like all. I thought like, you know, my freaking yarn is going like all over the place, like my thoughts are all the time. It went for a hell of a ride all over the states and like all up and down and all over the place. But it finally came. Because like it's not like I'm gonna make a viral video, like, you know, I seriously doubt. No one could ever make like a viral crochet yarn video unless I did, you know, climb up on a ladder and bust my ass and break my neck and, you know, but like even that wouldn't have gone viral unless I, like, you know, fell on my bag of hooks and one went up my ass or something. Like, and I used to make fun of Susan all the time. Eileen Davidson is Susan. I used to watch Days of Our Lives. Shocking. I watched soap operas, really, with my mom. We've been close since I was a kid. I used to imitate Susan all the time because, you know how I was like, I have a TV and movie references and stuff, and so like I used to imitate her all the time. And if you know Days of Our Lives, then you're probably gonna find this funny. But I even have like some fake glasses. She used to wear these big black glasses, and she had these big buck teeth or whatever. And she used to go, Main, Christian. And I used to like imitate her like that all the time. And I had bought these like fake glasses. And if you know if you know Susan and stuff, you know that that's like dead on. It really is, because that's how often I used to do it all the time. And I used to pretend to be Susan all the time. This is how ridiculous of a person I am. Like my mom and dad were probably thinking, oh, he's grown up and his door is closed and we probably know what he's doing. No, I was in there like I was doing that too, but you know, I was in there like, you know, pretending to be soap opera characters and stuff. Or like when Sunset Beach had their earthquake storyline. I used to like you're getting a real sense of what a ridiculous person I am in this video. I used to stack up, you know, VHS tape boxes because, you know, I have a lot of VHS tapes. I used to stack them up like a wall, and then I would like pretend that there was an earthquake, you know, because of Sunset Beach, and then I go and then like, you know, have all the tapes like fall on me, and like I was like laying in there like as if I was underneath rubble, and like my mom and dad were probably thinking, oh, we know what he's doing in there. No, they had no idea that I was like, you know, under tape boxes pretending that it was rubble in an earthquake, or like, you know, putting on glasses and main Christian, or like, you know what I'm saying. And an evil vampire stiffing on the mirror. Dr. Marlene Evans. I used to do that all the time. God. And like I realize I don't have to buy all the yarn. I'm sure there's people that are watching this saying, well, you could be a nice person and leave the yarn for somebody else. Like, look behind you. But like, you know, I may be a nice person, but, you know, I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm not gonna like you know, pass up on a good deal like this, because it's just it's unbelievable. But if I can find all this yarn, then like, you know, you can probably find some of it. Unless you live in my town, and then, you know, no wonder you can't find any of it. Sorry. No, I'm not. I know I look like a prick buying all this yarn or whatever, and but, you know, I can't pass up a deal or whatever. I know I don't need the yarn or whatever. Like, I wouldn't blame, like, watch one day, you're going to watch the news, and you're going to hear some, you know, random news story about, like, some fat yarn hoarder somewhere who, you know, got stabbed in the neck by knitting needles and was killed in a Hobby Lobby parking lot or whatever by some irate knitter or whatever. And they'll like, ask her, like, you know, why did you do it? And then all she'll say is, like, the asshole took all the yarn. Like, that's going to be her, like, her statement to the police. Like, I wouldn't blame her. I don't know the differences. I keep saying, you know, 7 or 8 bulky, chunky, or what, I don't have all that straight in my head. I don't have anything straight in my head. No, I'm sort of surprising myself, like the colors that I'm starting to like. I guess the colors I'm starting to like. I'm really liking this green. Turn into like Forrest Gump. No, it feels like when you call the cable company or the satellite company, and they're like, and the solutions, instead of just saying, oh, it could be on our end, it's always like, oh, have you tried to turn your television on? Have you tried to change the battery? Like, oh no, I'm an idiot. I had no idea that maybe my TV's just not plugged in, or like, you know what I'm saying? I do have some make videos and stuff, and or makes videos and all that kind of stuff. But I do a. I'm thinking of Chandler. God, see, like, you know, the whole, like, the episode of Friends where he was like, you know, doo-doo. Anyway, and I used the dash moss thing that I came up with. Dash moss. The dash moss. I'm glad for people that do the amigurumi and stuff that they have a nice selection of But now, my voice is changing. One last one last gasp of like my youth. Before I turned 40 and turned into an old person. It's coming out like some teenager's voice that's changing. It's a little thinner on the thinner side, on the thinner side or two, on the center. Oh my God. On the center side or two, on this thinner side or oh my God, on the thinner side too, and oh my God, I can't talk today. I had these two colors. It's like I think it's lemon, and then I'm thinking about Mama's Family. Like I said lemon. Every time I say lemon, I think that guy in the supermarket episode of Mama's Family goes lemons. Whatever. I told you I have like so many TV and movie references. It's ridiculous and irritating. Okay, now I brought my fly swatter in here. So if you hear like, oh, and then this game is I'm gonna be like killing the damn thing. So you'll know what that noise is if I all of a sudden in the middle of me showing a skein of yarn, you hear a thump in the background of this room. I don't think I have any of this, unless those ones up there that were in the dye-lock clearance are this brand, but I can't remember. The ones that I know that was something like B something or rather, or maybe I said it just reminded me of like the color of a bumblebee. Like those yarn. Maybe I can't remember if these are true. I could just stand my big ass up and look. For God's sake. Then I feel like I'm like leaning on my table like this. I'm just exhausted. No. If you could see this shit right now, it's just like all over the place, all over the floor. Ugh. I can't even get up. I'm getting 40. Oh, God. There we go. And then I'm gonna be getting another one if I get a. I was in my head. I lost my train of thought because I was thinking the way I said that. I know I'm gonna get another one. Like how what a motor mouth I am. But I'm still 9 cents away in bonus rewards from getting a $5 voucher. And I actually spent more on. It's hot in here because of the. Let me turn my fan up just a little bit. We're going through a heat wave. It's supposed to end in like 2 days, thankfully. Hopefully that's not going to drown out any of the sound of me, rambling. If it does, then, you're welcome. No, these skeins are like the perfect amount for a hat. And I'm going to have so many damn hats. Of course, I need them to cover that big bald spot that's, glaring in every single one of my videos where I'm putting stuff away. In mine, they put tape on it. I thought, oh, how stupid. And so I'm going to, like, gently pull this off so it doesn't, mess up the fibers. I mean, I guess it won't if I, like, gently pull it off. But I thought, damn it, why the hell did you just put... and then like put it out, like how stupid. So I took it up to the register, and another stutter. I don't want it to anything to get into my yarn. I'm sorry, I'm going off on all these tangents, but like even moths get in my house. I like used to, I would like catch them and think, oh, I'll let the moth out and put it out. Now it's just like I don't want him to get, I hate to be that way, I don't want him to get into my yarn and stuff, so I sort of feel bad about that. Or it's like when you, I don't need to go off. What I'll do is I'll cut this out and put it at the end probably. But like, I was thinking about, because I got some ants in my kitchen the other day, and so I was thinking about that, like the movie that I used to watch when I was growing up, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and how like I imagine myself when I was a little kid, like crying at the screen, oh auntie or whatever, because the ant dies or whatever, like ant, like an actual like a bug, not the ant like an aunt and uncle, but the ant dies in that movie, and I was like crying when I was a kid, and now I'm just like, you son of a bitch, and I'm like spraying the ants or whatever, like getting them out of the house. Just the difference in like not antique, but difference in like vintage. Kind of sound like what's her name? Mary on Storage Wars, vintage or what? You know who Mary is if you watch that show. Cool, that guy. For the most part, they're all like the same kind of size, kind of like a I'm trying to use a sports reference. Me trying to use a sports reference. It's kind of like a baseball. I don't know what the hell kind of ball it would be. It's kind of like the size of whatever sports ball this is. It's not like a softball size. It's kind of like a baseball size, I guess. I haven't played baseball since high school, and even that I sucked at. I don't like the feeling of wool, but these, it doesn't really. I have to resist, bringing up the whole smell. Cause I noticed that I practically like play with the yarn as I'm like talking or whatever. I'm just like I'm always like touching it and squeezing it and adjusting the label and wrapping it around. But like when I sort of squeeze it like this, it sort of like hit my face, the smell of the cinnamon. But whatever, it's weird. But anyway, it's really pretty though. I love these colors and stuff. I don't know how much. My voice got really. I love these colors and stuff. Like a couple of videos ago, my voice was sounded like I was changing or whatever. My last, gasp, my youth's last gasp before I turned 40. Now I'm turning 40. Now I'm talking like this, whatever. God, and they actually had it separate on the shelves, and I took them and I put them together. I'm always doing that, Michael's. The people on the videos, I mean, they probably watch the cameras. If there's anybody even back there watching it, they're probably thinking, "What the hell is he doing? Why is he like? He's acting like he's working in here?" Because sometimes I'll see a skein of yarn that's in the wrong spot, and I'll take it and I'll like, "Oh, why did some idiot?" I'm probably not like verbally, but like in my head, I'm thinking, "Why didn't some idiot just put it back?" I'm not like that. But you know what I'm saying, like in my head, that's how I'm like, the frustration, like it's not even my store or whatever, and I have no stake in Michael's or anything, and I'm just like, I'm going through the store like, "Oh God, you put it in the wrong spot, you idiot," and like just like like putting it back. I have a lot of long hair, it's probably like my the hair that used to be where my bald spot is, like, falling down. Now, isn't it weird how when you say stash, when we talk about our stash, we use a word that also means like, to like stash something away. Like, we have so much yarn that we could never stash anything. It's kind of stupid to use that as a word to like represent all of the yarn that we have, because we probably couldn't find any place to stash any more yarn away for our lives depending on it. One day the sales will slow down. Maybe. I have no freaking idea. I keep thinking that, but they keep popping up in Hobby Lobby. One day the sales will slow down. I don't know. I cut the grass yesterday, which I hate doing anyway, and it screws up my sinuses so bad. I'm gonna end up sounding like Monica by the end of this. But whatever. That's a Friends reference. If you don't, TV reference, you know how I am. And so they were all a daughter. There's a woman on Storage Wars that does that. It bugs the hell out of me. The auctioneer or whatever, and she goes, $3 and $30, $300, daughter, whatever. So anyway, that's just where my mind went a second ago when I screwed up my words. Okay, day 2, and in this video. I'm laughing because like what it flashed in my head is another TV and movie reference. God, see, I have so many. I can't even say the number 2 without thinking of a TV or movie reference or whatever, and it makes me laugh or whatever, just like thinking about it. So like you're probably thinking, all you said was 2, and now you started laughing. Why? It's from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Remember, there's that scene where the teacher's like doing percentages or whatever, and he's asking the kids like, how many chocolate bars they've had, because he wanted to figure out the percentages. And he asked Charlie, and of course, Charlie doesn't have any money, and so Charlie says 2, and then the teacher's like, 2? What do you mean you only open 2? Like, what an idiot! Like, what a prick to say that in front of the class. You might as well say, what do you mean you're poor? And then like later on, he's supposed to be a teacher, but he's like, I can't figure out just 2. That scene. God. It looks like there's like this sticky residue, like, remember residue? Another last gasp of my youth. Residue. I'm gonna do that. Try to pull out pull the outside off, because there's no way to get this sticky stuff off. I'm back down to being for it. There's no way to get this sticky stuff off. Anyway, it's weird how like all of these are different. Like it really feels like. this isn't true, but I'm just saying, it sort of feels like Hobby Lobby's like somebody at my Hobby Lobby got wind of the fact that I have a YouTube channel, and they're like intentionally pulling one skein of each of their colorways off because it's like, you know, free promotion. You're welcome, Hobby Lobby. No, I have no idea. This is Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek Low Pill Fiber, and the colorway is Pumpkin Spice. Oh God. Oh, this doesn't. Well, yeah, it does. I was gonna say the one skein that doesn't smell like that cinnamon. No, no, it actually does kind of smell like cinnamon. But that's funny that it's called pumpkin spice, because I keep, you know, complaining about it all the time, that the smell in that store. Then I feel like I'm really like an old person walking through there going, there's another quarter. Like, I don't know. It just feels like complaining about, you know, going from $1.25 to $1.50, but that's a lot of money, especially to a cheap person like me. I was cheap before I turned 40 or whatever, but I still joked to my mom when we were walking through there, like, oh God, I feel like, you know, I really feel like an old person now, because I'm, you know, saying, look, another quarter for every $1.25 you spend. Like, I don't know. This is the one. This is my teddy bear, you know, buddy, and my buddy, and so. And he doesn't really need a bed jacket. I mean, he loves his sweater that I made him so much that, you know, he doesn't really need a bed jacket. He's going to get too hot, you know, especially now. I'm sweating. It's ridiculous. I'm sweating, and yet I'm making my mom a bed jacket. So, but he doesn't really need a bed jacket, because, you know, he loves his sweater so much, he just wears it all the time. You know, and he would get way too hot, especially in the heat around here. So don't try to find the center pole with these. I mean, if you find them, then, you know, you're lucky. Luckier than I was, but you will get pissed off if you're anything like me. I got so pissed off because I was like really gung-ho about like making my mom's bed jacket, and I was thinking, this is really going to work, and it's going to like look really pretty, and then I was like, God, I can't find it. It was just so frustrating. It's, God, I try to stay organized with all these little notebooks and stuff, because of how scatterbrained I am and stuff, and how I just have constant ideas and have to write everything down, because otherwise I'll forget it. And yet now I just have, like, instead of having, you know, millions of thoughts in my head, now I have millions of thoughts in all these little tiny notebooks and all these big notebooks and all these papers and stacked. It's supposed to be helpful, and sometimes it is, but, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, taking the disorganization in my head and like transferring it to paper, and it's still disorganized. But whatever. Was that 12 minutes? I can't see through all the sweat coming down my face. No, I'm just kidding. But I am getting all sweaty and stuff. But it's like, oh, here, Mom, here's this towel to wipe away your sweat, and here's this bed jacket for you to wear to make you sweat even more. Somebody was talking about my 40th birthday, and they said, you know, 40 is the new 20, and I said, well, I hope so, because I need about another 20 extra years to work through all this yarn that I have. I want to just save this video until I'm like done with the bed jacket. Save over the bed jacket, and then you know, one bag might be different. My youth is just like, you know, clawing to, you know, come back out. No, but she just really wanted to wear it and everything. And so, like, we're, you know, in the height of summer, it's like, you know, August or whatever. And then she's in there, like, you know, drinking coffee, which, you know, makes you hot anyway. And then she's like, but she has it on, like, drinking her hot coffee, and then with the air conditioner on, probably so that she doesn't, you know, sweat her ass off wearing this thing. She loved it so much, she wanted to wear it, even if it was just for, like, you know, 15 minutes or whatever. And then Michael's also sent me an email saying that they wanted to offer me because the subject was like, you know, here's an offer for you. And I was thinking, oh, is it another coupon? Is it a voucher? That's what went through my head. And all it was that they were offering me a Michael's credit card. And I was thinking, oh, that's the last freaking thing I need. When I haven't spent enough money in that store, they offered me a Michael's credit card, and I thought, that's the last thing I need is a credit card to a craft store. God, I can't stop laughing. It's utterly ridiculous. I have another Dialogue clearance yarn haul from Hobby Lobby. How many times I felt like, you know, it's, you know, deja vu or whatever, like the same kind of thing over and over again. Like I'm living in Groundhog Day, but some, you know, weird craft version of it, like some craft remake of Groundhog Day. This is going to be a total rant that has nothing to do with crochet. What I always hated in school were those notebooks that have the tear edges on the pages. I'll probably cut this out. But like, it never made sense to me that if you're buying, they have loose leaf paper. So if you're buying a notebook, then you have the intention of keeping the paper together and bound or whatever. And so when they put like the tear edges or whatever in a notebook, it's just utterly ridiculous, because every single time you'd finally have all your stuff in your notebook, and then the pages would start tearing out because there's that frickin' tear edge. it's irritating every time I have to edit around it, where I'm like, I'm turning like this, like an idiot. But I made little scarves to match these dolls. But I only did it for these first two. Sorry, I'm holding you by your heads. No, it's not as good as it probably would be if I made it nowadays. But nowadays, and God, I really feel like I'm getting old. Like, this was literally like last year, and now I'm thinking of last year, or compared to last year, like today is like, or nowadays, you know, unlike in the olden days, you know, last year. God, I really feel like I'm getting old. What went through my head is she's one of the ones that's all cross-eyed, and she's just kind of looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I have no idea. What I'm trying to do is, like, when I'm going through the line, I sit there, or I stand there, and then I like go through and I think, okay, this one's $1.24, this one's $1.24. I try to like put them together so that I can put them on the counter in groups, so that when they see that, oh, this one's $1.24, and you know the 8 other ones are too, they can just hit it, you know, 8 times that or whatever to make it easier on them, so I don't have to keep, you know, entering the price over and over and over again, because they don't use barcodes. And so I'm trying to make it easier on them, because I feel like a prick on all this yarn anyway, and then having to like put the cashiers through that. I mean, you know, bag another one and another one and another one, and oh, isn't he that same guy that was in here the last time? Like, I don't know. I'm trying to make it easier. The kind like that, for God's sake. You'd think that this is the first video I ever did. I can't even do this right. Even my mom and I were joking. We were driving home, and like you could sort of smell the cinnamon in the car, just because of the bag of yarn. And I said, it's probably like the, you know, straight lady equivalent of, like, you know, when women, their husbands come home and they're like, why do you smell like perfume? You know, like they're, you know, cheating on them or something, or like, you know, worried about, you know, why they smell like women's perfume. It's probably like the straight lady equivalent of that, where, like, you know, their husbands, you know, she comes home or whatever after like sneaking off to Hobby Lobby to, you know, look for clearance yarns, you know, before, like, you know, glutton, you know, goes in there and gets it, and she like sneaks into Hobby Lobby to, you know, get more craft stuff that she doesn't need, and then and she like gets home and he's like, why do you smell like cinnamon? You know, it's like because, you know, she's been in Hobby Lobby, and you know that smell like probably you know, lingers on you or whatever, because of like just being in that store. If it can get into the yarn when it's like on the other side of the store, it has to like get into people's clothes or whatever going through there. But just from being in that store, it probably like lingers to the point where, you know, some guy probably would say that to his wife. Why do you smell like cinnamon? Well, no, don't act like you didn't buy something from Hobby Lobby. I know that's where you were, but whatever. The tassel, some of the tassels I use, God, my voice sometimes is irritating too. I hear, believe me, every flaw that you hear in my speech, I've heard millions of times. When I go, like, I sound like one of those clickers from The Last of Us. And then this one right here, this one, see, like a clicker. That's how I grew up, you know, embarrassed of my teeth and everything, and not being able to smile and everything else. And so when my dad died, we got a life insurance policy, and then I got to fix my teeth. I didn't. They weren't perfect. They're never going to be perfect. You know, that ship has sailed and sunk like the Titanic. But I made the. I'm going to keep this one because this is the very first one that actually where I learned how to change colors. I nodded off on the not nodded off. But no, I need to feel a skein in my hands, because there's I need to trim this shit. There's a there's a hair in my mouth. Now, it's a wonder I don't have hairballs. You know, it's a wonder I'm not coughing them up like a cat. I did get a Reptar. Right after I bought it. Like, in my head, I was going, Reptar, finally got a Reptar, like an idiot. I thought, because I know all the songs. If you grew up watching Rugrats, you know all those songs. Remember, there was like that Reptar on Ice episode. It was like a musical on ice or whatever, and they had a Reptar, and then there was that woman singing, and she was like, sure, he smashes cities, but she might as well have said, sure, he murdered people, but I love him. Remember that? Reptar, man. Almost 40 years old. Singing a Reptar song from Rugrats and buying myself a Reptar, for God's sake. First there was Elf on a Shelf, now we have Martha on the Mantle and Snoop on the Stoop. But what I want to know is, where's Mariah by the Fire? Oh, come on. Mariah Carey, the Queen of Christmas, there's no Mariah by the fire. Oh, you know what's coming. But I have been crocheting a lot. I did this, I started this last night. This is how far I've gotten. It goes really quickly. And I did one for the man yesterday. I finished that one. My hands are going to look like Chandler's on Friends. Like when he was playing Miss Pac-Man, I'm going to go, I'm done. And then my hands going to be like this.